Okay, let's go. I just came home from the match that I played in the tournament, round 5. And I played white against someone who did not have a great rating, didn't seem very strong. Got a bunch of points in buys, which is why we both have 2 points here. I also have a terrible record, by the way, but like my opponent was probably slightly punching up and I'm definitely punching down. So yeah, I played white, which makes it even worse for my opponent probably. I played e4. I knew my opponent wasn't very strong, so I wanted to basically find something to put the smackdown on my opponent. Something like very active where you need to be accurate as black to survive, basically. So I played e4, my opponent played e5, knight f3, and d6 Philidor defense, right? Pretty sure, yeah, Philidor defense. So I do know a bit about the Philidor defense. I also talked with someone else about the Philidor defense after the game, and it was basically they had prepped some sort of opening at some point, or some sort of line against the Philidor, and like you really need to be careful not to get sacrificed on as black, apparently. I didn't actually manage to sacrifice anything, unfortunately, but well, this is very passive, and I will eventually try to break through. So these are the next 2 moves, and I played them in this order: bishop c4 first, which I think the order probably doesn't matter. I like bishop c4 here. And here my opponent surprised me by playing a bad move, namely f6. There are lines, usually f6 is just a terrible move, but there are lines in the Philidor defense where f6 is fine. So I played d4 here, and my opponent took, and I take back. And here already black is just... everything's terrible, really. I'm already threatening to take here and play queen h5, winning a pawn. At least. Probably that's the end of it. So I'd be up a pawn and have some play afterwards. But I'm also kind of threatening something else. So I'm kind of threatening to go here to e6 because there's a pawn on f6 and not on f7. And it's kind of difficult to deal with. You can play like queen e7 or something, but queen e7 I probably just castle. My opponent played bishop d7, which was also probably weird, probably incorrect or inaccurate. I just developed. I could have played knight e6 or bishop e6, but I did not see the point yet, because the opponent can just take and figure it out afterwards. I would have liked to play bishop e6 and knight takes e6, but the bishop here you don't have to take. The knight you do absolutely have to take because of after queen e7 I'd fork. I'd have a fork here. Actually, yeah. So now I definitely do, because maybe there's some check and winning bishop. But yeah, knight c3, knight c6 makes some sense, basically forcing the issue. But I just go to e6, and you really have to take, because this is just game over if you don't. The real alternative is like queen c8, the alternative to taking. And here I was considering knight takes g7. I think this is already just game over. And this, and... I mean, isn't the bishop just trapped? Actually, you can go here. But this and that's probably good enough. I think that might not be even be the most optimal line, but yeah, you basically just have to take, which happened. My opponent isn't that terrible. They wouldn't allow knight takes g7. But this is actually also really terrible. Knight. My opponent develops the knight. How do you get rid of this bishop? I'm defending d4, so you can't play knight d4. The same person I talked to also mentioned that maybe you really have to play queen b8, knight d8. That's how terrible this is. My opponent had a different idea though. I just castled, which I think is maybe a touch slow, but still. My opponent's found knight e5, which I kick with f4, which does multiple things. Outside of kicking the knight, it also prepares any of my pawn pushes. Knight d7, and the knight actually tries to go to c5. Where I will just go and take it. They can do that, but I can take it. But my opponent apparently did not want to take with the d-pawn if they did this. They didn't want to take with the d-pawn, although I think that's probably fine. So, also, oh actually you get forked and I win a pawn. So they play b6 first. Trying to prepare knight c5, which doesn't actually work because I just take it. And there are probably a bunch of good moves here, but I was looking at e5. You basically cannot take like that because of I'm threatening bishop f7 checkmate here. You can't take with the, so you can't take here with the pawn. You can take there with the knight, I guess. But then there's also this. I was looking at sacrificing the queen and doing something like this, winning the queen back. I'm kind of down in exchange here, but I mean the attack continues. The game just continues here. There's nothing more, I don't think. You can always go here. Actually, you can't go there. Well, you can. You should probably go there anyways. And then there's just nothing left, unfortunately. But that's a queen sacrifice. I was looking at this, but it just barely doesn't work. I think it would work if my knight was here. But moving that knight there, it does nothing really, so there's no real point. Kind of sometimes sacrifices on d6, but I didn't see it. So instead I just played a simple improving move, queen e2, to help play rook d1. Maybe, because I was expecting this, maybe it helps push e5 through. And, well, that actually exactly happened. Take, and e5. Which is just, this is just crushing. So, I thought my opponent had maybe a chance to kind of hold something after f5, just trying to keep everything closed, especially not allowing me to take on f6, which would be terrible. And then I don't think they can take. No, they can't take like this because of queen b5, forcing this. You can also block with the knight first, but still. So you can't take like that, but you can take with the queen and then rook a d1, queen has to move, and like this. You don't have to go to c6, you don't have to blunder the queen, but like, if you don't... I mean, let's do this for now, I don't know. I'll figure something out. Maybe you can go to f7 actually. So, maybe you can go here. Queen c4, you can't block. You have to basically run up. Maybe not f6, maybe g6 is better. There must be something here. The king is on g6. But yeah. So I thought f5 was probably the best attempt. I don't think taking here would be good, because then you just open up my rook, at least a little bit. Also funny is that this is also still possible. There might be a checkmate here that I'm missing, instead of bishop f7 actually. Is this checkmate? No, it's only plus 13. Okay. But yeah, I thought f5 might hold things together. My opponent just plays rook b8 and lets it happen basically. I take on f6. And I'm threatening f7 checkmate, forcing my opponent to basically take the pawn. There's nothing else. And now I saw that I could win a piece here. Queen h5. The only legal move is knight g6, and then I play f5 and defend the bishop. Kind of doesn't matter, but it's just attack the pin piece, and I win it next turn, and yeah, everything's game over. But I also saw that I could include knight d5 here, which is also great, because if the knight actually takes, and then it's checkmate. Sorry for the throat noises. Yeah, speaking is difficult, you know. If they move the knight anywhere else, because if they move the knight, let's say here, then I get a full discovered attack. And I'm also doing something which my opponent actually missed. There is also, if they move the knight, I get this, of course. Same thing. Oh, this is also, it is immediately checkmate even. But my opponent played h5 to prevent queen h5. And you might have spotted it already. You probably spotted it already. Game over. This is checkmate. And this is the end of the game. This is how the game happened. It was 17 moves. It wasn't that long. My opponent spent a lot of time, so it was a bit long, but I spent it was a classical game. I spent a total of just under 20 minutes, and my opponent like 40. So it was kind of a long game still, but yeah. I mean, we don't even need to play it with the engine, I don't think. Yeah, d6 is already minus 0.5 more than it was already. Shows how terrible the Philidor defense is. You really need to be careful. d4. Oh, plus 3 already by taking. But that does not seem accurate, because now it's plus 1.8 after playing the best move. Maybe it's just not as bad as I thought. Oh! Queen h5 and then queen d5, yeah, okay. And queen takes b7. That's all. I kind of missed that. You can also play rook bishop takes g8, but I just blundered 3 points by playing knight c3, which also makes a lot of sense. Knight e6, yeah, plus 3, still, it doesn't matter, everything's good. Castled, f4, knight e7, bishop e3, yeah. e5 does work. Oh yeah, there was also this idea where I just play queen f3, but the rook is defended, so this doesn't actually do much. There it was. Let's see, okay, this is not quite good enough. But it's close. Okay, you have to plus 2. And bishop g5, okay. Yeah. That's apparently also good enough. I mean, everything's winning. It's plus 4. I don't even need to play the best moves. e5 is good though. And they allow that. c6 is a weird move to me, I think. But yeah. You have to basically do something. Knight d5 accurate, yeah. And knight takes f6. Yeah. I should have maybe done this. Just sack my queen as well. I can also sack it here, actually. But yeah, this is an interesting checkmate. I wish I had sacrificed more pieces. There's a every week there's a small competition on who played the prettiest game. I'm not sure how to properly translate that. I don't think this is good enough, but I mean, I was kind of fishing for it actually after some point. Like, here I was, here, this was the move, yeah, I was trying to find it. This is the move where I was looking at e5 and queen sacrifices, and there was a knight sacrifice line at some point. Oh yeah, I should check if that knight sacrifice line is actually good. So here, yes it is. Yeah, and the bishop is basically just trapped. Take, and this. And oh, I missed that. I could just take the rook as well. Whoops. But that's good enough. Yeah. F6 in the opening just invites trouble. I should probably play d4 before bishop c4. That's a learning moment. Sideline. Whatever, it's fine. This was a short one because the game was short, but also, yeah. Next round, maybe I can keep my 50%. Maybe I can actually, maybe I can actually score above 50% and have a good tournament. Well, we'll see. Next final round I'll play as, this is gonna be the final round. I'll play as black, probably. Not sure who against who. Probably not someone very strong. But I've lost to anyone who was even remotely strong and won against the rest, so... yeah, this has not been a great tournament for me. But yeah, see you in the next one.